are you? Let's go ahead and take a look at Ivana. We got an Ivana video, Indian culture versus the Netherlands, part 4, her travel vlog. Ivana, I kind of feel a kinship to. We both do, the Warrior Queen and I, because we feel like we kind of came along YouTube at the same time. Her and Carolina Goswami. I would say the Sergeant Rocco too, but he's gone, and the Bali Fools. I feel like we were all kind of the graduating class of whatever year, 3 years ago or whatever, and now there's just so many people doing reaction videos, and you see all these talented people and young people and beautiful people doing stuff, and it's just amazing. India wins on it, so it's truly amazing. Let's take a look at this.
Namaste, mera naam Ivana hai, or hoi, mijn naam is Ivana. Yep, that was me speaking Dutch because originally I grew up in the Netherlands, even though I was born in Serbia. If you want to know the whole story about my background, maybe you're new to my channel, there is an FAQ down in the description below. In this video, however, I'm going to speak about the cultural differences that I encountered when I left the Netherlands and started a base here in India. It has been 2 years now since I left Amsterdam, where I used to live for 8 years. I have been based in Bangalore now for 1.5 years. It has been a year since I talked about this, and I have definitely picked up on some new cultural differences. Let's start with privacy. In one of the earlier videos, I already touched upon this subject where I explained how Indian families are very tight and Dutch families have a lot more personal space, meaning the concept of privacy is very different in the two cultures. Now, 1 year later, I have also experienced that privacy is treated also very differently when it comes down to business. What do I mean by this? I just recently opened up an Indian bank account. I'm used to submitting a lot of papers because I'm a foreigner and foreigners always need to submit more papers in any country, not just in India. Something that really caught me off guard, however, was that the bank was asking for all my bank statements from home as address proof from the Netherlands. I still have an address registered there, but I couldn't cross out the transactions. They could see everything that was happening on my bank account, my income, my spendings, all of the transactions. It made me feel extremely uncomfortable, almost naked, I have to say. Finances are so private in the Netherlands. It's really not done. My main problem with this bank process was that I didn't know who was going to see those papers. In the Netherlands, this would never happen. You can just cross out your transactions. Whenever any company needs some personal details from you, whether it's, for instance, medical organizations or insurers, banks, the law regulates how much information they can ask from you and how it can be presented to them, how the information is stored. It is very strict. Here in India, I feel it is more invasive. One other example that I want to give you is that my local supermarket, it is not even the big supermarket, my local supermarket asks for my phone number before they process the transaction. Of course, sometimes I have told them that I don't have an Indian phone number. Nowadays, I have shifted my practice to just changing one number. In the Netherlands, we're so strict with our personal data. Even giving out your phone number in public to your friend already raises some alarms because you don't know who is standing around you and might hear your phone number to start stalking you. Yes, we are very paranoid about our personal data in the Netherlands, but it is also to prevent spam. Here is a screenshot of my phone with the spam calls that I daily get. I don't answer them anymore because when you answer once, the company gets a signal that this is a fool. And they start calling even more. It is nuts. I get so many spam calls. I get so many spam texts. In the Netherlands, this is absolutely not allowed. In terms of privacy, businesses in India have so much more freedom and can ask for so much more information from people. Also use them in a lot more ways than what would be allowed in the Netherlands. Sometimes for me, this is really mind-boggling, but not a lot of Indian people seem to be bothered by it. Therefore, I just adjust and ignore the spam calls. The second massive cultural difference that I have noticed in the last year specifically is the difference in customer service. In India, it is kind of black and white. Either it will be really good and you will be treated like royalty, or the other extreme, they can't be bothered at all. They don't care. In the Netherlands, customer service, I believe, up to a level is even law regulated. Also, there is just this general standard of service. Unfortunately, I can't say that for the Dutch terraces, specifically in Amsterdam. If you sit down to have a nice drink in the sun, expect to wait for your waiter for a long time. Expect them to be rude, to just not be bothered. However, in general, the customer service in the Netherlands is taken very seriously by businesses because they have seen how much impact it can make if you have a bad customer service. In India, I am sometimes baffled by the horrible customer service by some of the biggest brands. I think the worst one that I have experienced, no, I'm not getting a spam call. I will call one company out because that customer service experience was the absolute horrible I have ever experienced. The person hung up on me twice. Hi Ola, I'm looking at you. Ola even has my account blocked. And I'm like, what? In case you don't know, Ola is the local variation of Uber here in India. I was a huge fan of them in the past, but using them more and more, it just felt that the customer service became worse and worse and worse until they blocked my account and the customer service representative hung up on me twice, not just once, twice. I cannot remember any time that I have experienced this in the Netherlands with a business or a service. Yeah, that was new for me. It was interesting. On the other hand, in India, when you do have good customer service, it's very personal.
Hey, actually, do you know a little bit Dutch?
Yes, I
You do? What do you know?
Heel mooi.
What?
Heel mooi.
Heel mooi. It means very beautiful.
Yes, you
Yeah.
are.
People genuinely care about you. They will go way beyond what they're responsible for to get you what you need or to get done what you need to get done. It's incredible to experience that. In the Netherlands, there's kind of a baseline. People won't go below what they're supposed to do, but they will definitely also not go beyond what they're supposed to do. The third massive difference is medical care. I don't necessarily mean the quality of medical care because I feel it's kind of the same in both countries, but I have experienced a massive difference in the speed of medical care. In the Netherlands, if I needed an appointment with my doctor, first of all, my doctor wouldn't work in the weekend, so on Saturday and Sunday she would not be available. On Monday I would have to check if she would have time, and if she was full for the day I would have to come back the next day or even the day after that. In India, I can just walk in, I will get an appointment immediately. Maybe I will have to wait somewhere between 10 or 20 minutes. The doctor will help me. They are usually incredibly professional, and that's it. They also work during the weekend, so even on Saturdays and Sundays I can get access to a doctor. In India, there are even medical apps where you can get access to a doctor and you just send them pictures. For instance, if your throat is hurting or if you have a wound or something, they can prescribe you medicines through the app. They can advise you on what to do, and you have seen a doctor without even leaving your own bed. If you're sick, I have left the Netherlands since 2 years, so maybe it is there. When I left, it was not there in the Netherlands. You really have to physically go see a doctor. Of course, there are good reasons for that as well, but if it's something that's quite innocent, maybe you have some kind of cut or a flu or a cold, then these apps work really well actually. Another example that I can give you, one of the biggest scares of my life. My dad visited India last year and suddenly... Done. Are we going back? We're going to Bangalore?
No, wacht even.
Stop. Idemo Bangalore?
Ik snap niet wat ik moet zeggen. Dus.
Yo idemo Bangalore.
Hoe? In? Naar
Yo idemo Bangalore.
Bangalore. Waar is Bangalore?
Bangalore. De stad waar ik woon. He had no memory of what Bangalore was, even though I had told him many times that I lived there. He couldn't remember his own address. I was absolutely in shock when that happened. Luckily, the medical professionals were so
Was
good
he
and so
dehydrated?
calming in the hospital. We were in Udaipur. On the same day, they got an MRI done. They got so many other tests done, I can't remember. The next day, he was out of the hospital with all of the results. When he returned to the Netherlands, he had to wait not just a few days, but a few weeks to get some additional tests done. For me, it was an absolute relief that the medical care system here in India is so incredibly fast. That's a massive difference. No wonder medical tourism to India is on the rise. It is just absolutely magnificent how much you can get done here and how fast you can do it at a really good price actually as well. The fourth massive difference that was kind of there before, but I never spent that much attention to it until I noticed that religion is the core of a lot of things in India. Even when businesses open up an office, they will do a puja, a blessing ceremony for the new office. Also, when people buy a new car, they will do a puja to bless the car. The basis of that is religion. In the Netherlands, more and more people are becoming an atheist, so they don't believe in God anymore. Also, when you look at the amount of religions in the Netherlands, I would say there are maybe 3 dominant ones: Christian, Muslim, and Jehovah, I would guess. Most people in India will have some kind of religion. I have met some atheists, but there are not a lot of them. Only in the last 2 years, I have already learned about 2 new religions, Jainism and Sikhism. I never even knew these religions existed before I shifted to India. Speaking of religion, being vegetarian in India is very common. I am a vegetarian. I love that I have so many choices of vegetarian dishes in India, but somehow there is this massive trend where it is actually very hipster to eat meat. I am so confused because when I left the Netherlands, it was getting more and more common to eat less meat. For instance, maybe like only once or twice a week. People are getting so much more aware of the impact that meat is making on the environment. Did you know that cows are the biggest reasons for the ozone layer deterioration? Yep, that's right, because methane gas. Look it up. I'm not going to explain that right now. In the Netherlands, it was also getting more popular for people to become vegetarian or even vegan. What is happening in India? I am so confused. Why are people starting to eat
She said
more and
hipster.
more meat?
That's
Those
awesome.
are 2 trends that I noticed in the past year and which are the complete opposite of each other. The final difference that I wanted to talk about, it's something that I also really noticed in the past year because I started to wear more Indian ethnic wear. Indian fashion is extremely bold. There can never be enough jewelry. There can never be enough colors. Saris are so beautiful. I wish I could wear them more often, but it takes me at least an hour before I can drape one. Lehengas are not really appropriate for daily wear, but I love wearing Indian ethnic wear because it's so bold and so colorful. Also, you may have noticed that I started to wear more jewelry, maybe not like all over the place, but it is also definitely due to being exposed to so much beautiful jewelry here in India and it being so common to wear as much jewelry as you possibly can. No, just kidding, but wearing a lot of jewelry is quite common. When you look at the Netherlands, there is this small fashion crowd who will dress very influenced by the London fashion, I would say. It is very rebellious, lots of different prints, those kind of things. And then you have the majority of the people in the Netherlands who dress very basic and very minimalist. If you combine more than 3 colors with each other, you're already very, very colorful. If you're wearing jewelry, it will also usually be more toned down. So maybe just a couple of pieces and also smaller jewelry, but definitely not all decked out in jewelry. Also, fashion in the Netherlands can be extremely comfortable and practical. What I mean by that is people preferring more practical and comfortable clothes over the designs or the colors when choosing what they want to wear. One other massive fashion difference is that India is a conservative country. I still have to cover up my legs, even in the big cities. I will in general not wear much of a cleavage. In the Netherlands, anything is game. You can wear dresses and skirts as short as you want. You can wear as much cleavage as you want. Of course, some people are going to look at you, but they will not stare at you like they would in India. Of course, in the office, this is completely different. Cleavage and very short short skirts are definitely seen as very unprofessional. In India, you can even wear a sari to office, which is something that I really like. For men, it will mostly be suits. I love making these cultural observations because India is such a 180 shift from Dutch culture. Every day I discover something new. As a curious person, for me, that is a massive blessing. I hope you enjoyed this video too.
Excuse me. Very good video. Medical tourism, that is a great term. And I think that will probably be more and more on the rise as India begins to, or continues her launch into the stratosphere of Kings of the East. I agree with when she was talking about the customer service in America. Customer service used to be a big deal, and it's not anymore. Nobody cares. It's unfortunate because if you find good customer service, man, they'll just drive your business, bro. Drive it. So anyways, great video. Enjoy Ivana. I think she did a great job on that, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace and much love.
Greetings. I am Minamoto no Yoshitsune, #1 samurai in Japan, and I am here to greet you on behalf of Movie Community College. The professor and the warrior queen would like to ask you to subscribe to their channel, Movie Community College. They are close to 200k and they need your help. Please like and subscribe to Movie Community College or face the wrath of Japan's #1 samurai.